3, 2, 1.
Please stand by for further details. We return you now to your regularly scheduled program.
Hello to those of you who are feeling called to this reading in particular, mystery reading number 1141. My name is Elizabeth, and before getting into this reading, if you are a recurring viewer, you enjoy my work, and you would like to help support it, feel free to do so by sticking around and hitting that subscribe button down below, and ringing the notification bell next to it if you feel called to. If you do feel called to subscribe and stick around, welcome, and thank you very much for your support in helping me reach 300 subscribers at this time, as well as your presence during this reading. So, starting with interpreting number 1141. There are 3 ones here, which already makes their messages, the messages that come from the number 1, pretty strong. But I also saw the number 111 while after I was done talking, and I was silent for a second. So, while the number 1 is already strong, it's really being reinforced almost to extreme levels, if that's the right way to describe it, of confirmation. If you don't already know, the number 1 for me is about having trust and faith, both in yourself and the universe, and the ability to create or manifest something together. Is there something that you feel like the universe is trying to support you in, something that you are working on, maybe that you're trying to grow or expand? The number 3 really feels like it could be significant for somebody, which is, for me, about using your voice and expressing yourself and choosing to heal and to grow and being committed to your psychological and spiritual well-being. I want to ask you a question that I often ask in readings. What is your intuition trying to tell you? And where is it trying to guide you? And have it trust in whatever you are intuitively feeling. There may be a need here to distinguish between your emotions and your intuition. And as I like to describe sometimes, your intuition makes you feel confident. And I don't think confidence is an emotion. I am feeling connected to the Italian word, I think it's emozioni, which means emotions. And so your ancestors in particular are wanting you to pay attention to your emotions, or to acknowledge that maybe the feelings that you're having is coming from more of an emotional place rather than an intuitive place. It's not about knowing, it's truly about feeling. And I did say, lots of ones here. 3 ones in 1041, and seeing the number 111 on the timer. So, whatever you feel called to do, or to say, or however you feel called to use your strength, this is a massive call for you to have trust and faith in yourself. And the universe too, because I believe that when we have faith and trust in the universe, it makes it at least decently easier to have trust and faith in ourselves. Moving on to the number 4. This number is connected to stability and ancestors, and we already had ancestors coming through wanting you to take a closer look at your emotions, or to be able to discern between emotional feelings and intuitive feelings. Are you seeing something clearly? I'm feeling connected to the Seven of Cups here, which is, it can be a mysterious card, but it can also be a card of confusion. Maybe there's a lack of clarity here that needs to be addressed, and you need to give yourself more time, more patience and space to breathe and to reflect. And I'm feeling connected to the phrase, just breathe. And it's very calming. So it may be helpful for you to find a practice or just something in your life that helps you tap into a sense of calmness and stillness. For me, it's journaling and meditation. I'm only putting it out there because maybe it'll help for you too. But if those don't resonate with you, there has to be something out there, and I encourage you to find it. Whatever you feel at peace enough to be able to think more clearly. I actually find that meditating or listening to meditation music and intentionally analyzing what comes up, what thoughts, what feelings, could definitely help you discern between emotions and intuition. And if you are trying to create more stability, a sense of safety, a stronger sense of safety and security within yourself or in your physical reality, well, I definitely encourage you to keep doing that, and to remember that your ancestors are supporting you in this work that you are doing to create more stability within you or around you. And I feel like I want to talk about how manifestation works, where if you want more stability in your life outside of you, there has to be more stability within you. To create peace in your life, you yourself has to be a force of peace. So it really feels like there's something emotional or mental or psychological that could be weighing on you, or is really clouding your judgment here. And it's important to reflect on these things, so you can find more clarity and make sure you're making decisions that are about truth rather than lie, whether the lies are self-told or told to you from the outside. I feel like all you need to know the difference between a truth and a lie is having trust and faith in yourself. Moving on to adding up these numbers. 3 ones make the number 3. And 3 plus 4 is 7. And the number 7 is about wisdom, expanding your awareness and your consciousness, and connecting with the deeper meaning of who you are, the deeper spiritual meaning of your own existence, and the universe, or anything else that you may be curious about. It does feel like your ancestors in particular, though, are focusing on your own existence. Maybe they want you to better understand why you went through the things that you did, or just, some sense of purpose in life. Whether you already feel it or feel called to seek it, it does feel like your ancestors want you to have deeper meaning and clarity when it comes to your existence and your experiences. I mean, the idea of learning something feels very relevant here. I feel like it is important to reflect on these feelings, these emotions, so you can learn from them and grow and become more awake. Maybe somebody here is confusing their intuition with their emotions, rather than, what does make you feel confident? What knowing makes you feel confident? And what knowing makes you feel safe or unsafe? And I don't think this is about your security and your faith. It feels like a situation in this physical reality, like a relationship, a job situation, some other situation. Your emotions might be in the driver's seat instead of your intuition, is what I'm trying to say. But only take that if it resonates. Regardless, it feels like it's very important here to reflect and to learn. I love readings like this where the messages are so clear. It's kind of ironic in a way because it does make me feel more confident as a reader, which makes me feel like I have alignment for somebody. Like you're coming across this reading for a reason, and it really is meant for you. Maybe you feel like you've been questioning your judgment lately, and whether it's warranted or not, and whether this reading truly resonates with you or not. It's totally up to you to decide and to discern. But on the table, we have a box of cards here. We have a deck of index cards. And I wanted to say tarot cards, but I'm not going to use tarot cards, actually. I'm just going to draw out a couple of these cards here in this box, and then move on to the index cards. So, the first card that I have is of grace and love. There's also a little bit of a drawing there of a flower. Maybe somebody here themselves, you feel called to use tarot cards, and actually I just felt connected to the word tarocchi, which means tarot in Italian, tarot cards. So your ancestors may be calling for you to use them, to communicate with them and your spirit guides with the tarot cards. And this could even be an opportunity for you to better understand the meaning behind some cards or a card. But this card here that says grace and love, it kind of feels like that's more of what needs to be brought into the situation here. Giving yourself more grace and more love so you have the patience that you need to understand yourself. How are you being harsh with yourself right now? I'm laughing because then I heard, and then stop it. So maybe there's a past loved one here. Maybe they're aware of how hard you are on yourself and they're coming through as they did in this life to encourage you to stop it. And I know that it can be hard to have grace and love for yourself, especially if you've made a lot of mistakes, or you just feel like some things you did in the past were just straight up stupid. But, I mean, you'll never be able to learn and grow from this if you don't let yourself acknowledge what happened while also respecting yourself at the same time. I saw the number 432, which is a sign about trusting that everything happens for a reason. Maybe there was some way that you messed up in the past, and you just have to trust that you made the decisions that you did for a reason. It feels like there is deeper spiritual significance about whatever you did or whoever you were at the time. It almost feels like this is a call for you to better understand who you were. The version of yourself, a version of yourself from the past that you may not like as much now. Like I said, I know it can be hard. I mean, just to move on from the past in general, but especially to let go of who we used to be. Not just in a way where we're improving ourselves, but also in a way where we give ourselves grace and love. Just as this card says, I just saw another sign, 543, to trust that everything happens for a reason. It feels like there's a lot of grace and love coming through for you from spirit guides, to just trust that whatever happened in the past, whoever you were in the past, things were the way that they were for a reason. And if you allow yourself to sit and think about it, with enough time and space to do so, you'll find that deeper meaning. You'll learn something. Just like I said about giving yourself some grace and love so you have the patience that you need. It feels like something important here. Oh, let's put that one back. Let's do this card. This one is the Magician. And it says, believe in yourself and your abilities. Stay determined and committed. Dreams come true. You really don't want to let dwelling on the past to hold you back. Whatever you want, whoever you want to be, is possible. And honestly, transitioning from someone that you don't like into someone that you like more, there is beauty in that kind of story. There really is. And you don't need everybody to see it for it to be there. You do deserve for some people to see it, but you don't need everybody to see it. You don't need everybody to see you. Maybe this is something that has been particularly challenging for you. It has something to do with whatever there is to learn here. Not being seen for who you are, and it's been frustrating before and after the transformation. And trust me, I totally understand what that's like. I'm living that right now. And all you need is trust and faith in yourself. And I'm remembering how in the beginning there was so much encouragement here for you to have trust and faith in yourself. And now we have believe in yourself again. It's all you need. Trust and faith in yourself. The Magician in general is all about your power. By the way, the Magician associated with the number 1. Funny enough. But yeah, it's all about your power. And this seems to be more of the darker side of the Magician, where the Magician doesn't see their own magic, their own power, because they don't allow themselves to see it. Or they misuse it. But here it feels more like having a lack of faith and trust in yourself. That would only make sense here. Maybe to have more grace and love and patience for yourself starts with believing in the fact that you deserve it, or that it's possible for you to treat yourself that way. That's an option. It is an option. I mean, not to come off as offensive or anything. Speaking of decisions, regretful decisions, maybe this is an opportunity here for you to make a decision to have more grace and love for yourself that you're not going to regret in the future. Because you decided to do the thing, I guess, that felt right. That at least feels right here in this reading for you. Let's go ahead and start wrapping up this reading by drawing out one of these index cards from over here. I just saw a card that says we're here for you. Yeah. Almost fell on the floor. We're here for you. I'm not going to take that, but it feels like past loved ones and just your spirit guides in general want you to know that they are here to support you. I think they want you to know that even if you don't give yourself the grace and love that you deserve to help you grow, they will always give that to you. But to manifest, to create something, it's both you and the universe working together. And so I believe the universe always shows up, but when we don't show up, it just doesn't work. So this is a call for you from the universe to play your part, to meet them halfway, you know? Let's take this one. No, not that one. Let's take... Oh, which one is it? This one? Yeah. Okay. I'm moving forward, and I'm really trying to let go of things that no longer serve me. So this kind of just feels like confirmation, like maybe this is what you're already doing. And this reading could just be a huge confirmation that yes, being more patient and loving and graceful toward yourself is the right thing to do. I just saw the number 111. So trust yourself, believe in yourself, and don't treat yourself harshly just because others do. Don't choose to misunderstand yourself because others refuse to understand you. All that matters really is the relationship that you have with yourself, and that you have, clear with yourself, and you have boundaries with yourself. Maybe this is an opportunity to tell yourself no, or to tell yourself yes. But definitely to communicate with yourself, to really understand how you feel on a deeper level. You deserve more love and more grace in your life, both from yourself and from other people, honestly.